Namaskar, I'm Harpreet Kaur and I welcome you all to our live and interactive session. Well, this is our online training session on secure practices for digital gaming. It's a 5-day, 5-hour training session which is organized by CIET and Ncert in collaboration with ISEA CDAC and the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. Well, every day from Monday to Friday between 4 and 5 p.m. we dedicate 1 hour to this training session. Every day we bring different topics, different experts and different themes. So under the broad topic or umbrella topic of secure practices for digital gaming, today we are in day 3 of the training session. And the topic that we have taken up today is understanding game security features. Now this session is live and interactive, which means you can call us, write an email to us and also share your feedback and experiences, your questions instantly. You are watching this session on PME Vidya channels from 6 to 12 and also on our YouTube channel Ncert Official. Well, if you wish to make a call to us, please take down our phone number which is 8800440559. If you want to write an email to us, the email ID for the same is training.helpdesk@ciet.nic.in. And on our YouTube channel Ncert Official, you can always watch this session. You can go to the comment section, put in your questions there, drop your comments, experiences, any doubt that you might be having related to the topic. Now, for all these days, we are discussing how to be safe and secure while enjoying the online games. Of course, who can escape from the charm of this online gaming, but it comes with its own fair share of risk. We have been discussing how to actually make yourself safe, how to protect your data, make your data safe and secure, and we've discussed various measures. And today we will be focusing on understanding game security features. Well, apart from different measures that we take and different recommendations of the experts like strong passwords, parental controls and two-step authentication and everything. Let's talk about these game security features, and for this we have with us our expert. We are joined by Ms. Imlirenla Longkumer. She is senior teaching faculty from NILIT, Nagaland. Ma'am, namaskar and welcome to the session.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello. And ma'am, before we go into the detail and you share some deep insights regarding today's theme, I request you to kindly share a brief overview of what exactly we are looking forward to in the session.
Okay, thank you, ma'am, for the time. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's training on understanding the game security features. Given that gaming is trending in the current century, the industry faces various security threats that can compromise our developers, publishers, and even the players. So, in today's session, we will explore the key features that is used in our game development, and then discuss the best practices for protecting the player data and integrity. So by the end of this session, you will have a clear understanding of the security technique shaping the future of the gaming. So let's dive into today's session.
Yes, please.
Okay, gaming security. It means to protect the games and the players against the various threats like the cheats, hacks, and various harassments. So why it matters in the current situation is that this securities, it will allow us to secure the transaction in our daily games, and it will protect the players' data and accounts and maintain a fair gaming environment. So let's look at the current trends in an online gaming, which is changing fast and then shaping the future of the gaming entertainment. Yeah, of course, mobile gaming is growing, and then like cloud gaming allows you to play games without the need of the expensive hardwares, and virtual realities and augmented realities. I mean, this gaming is creating an exciting new experiences to the players. I mean, and then the blockchain technologies is changing the game methods by letting all the players own a digital items securely, buy and then sell those items in the online gaming market. And with the continuous development of the games, where the developer keeps on adding new content regularly, it helps us and the gamers to be engaged in this gaming technologies and gaming world. So with all these trends currently, the future of the gaming is more accessible to us, and it is exciting to us as well. But then with all these trends, security breaches comes into pictures. So security breaches in gaming is like where cheating happens in a game. It will ruin the experiences of the players. Where account hacking happens, it will lead to the loss of in-game items or payment details, or causing financial harm to the players, or legal issues to the developers or the publishers of the game. Or maybe some TTOS attacks that flood the games with game server with traffic, so that the game crashes, or sometimes it goes offline. Or malwares and viruses attacks that compromises the player data and then the system security. So these are the impacts of the security breaches in our current gaming. So this is the reason we require a strong security, which is very important, and so that it protects both the players, the developers who is in the gaming environment. So now, let's look into the several gaming security features that is used by the players, developers, and the publisher side to create a secure gaming environment. First thing is the anti-cheat system. These are like a tools, or these are like the softwares that help game developers to detect the any cheat methods or any cheat softwares that the players use in a game to cheat in a game, right? So these are the anti-cheat systems. So cheating tools that the player mostly uses are like the wall hacks. Like wall hacks means players uses softwares or tools, cheating tools, that where they will in a game where they will be able to see through walls or obstacles by modifying the game codes or using some external softwares. Or like aim boards, it automatically aim for a player in a game, like ensuring a perfect accuracy while shooting for several opponents in a game. So they modify the code and then uses external softwares. Our tools like speed hacks, where the players uses this cheat, so that they will make the players in the game act faster as per the implementation of the programs of the game. So these are some of the cheating tools that the players use to cheat in a game. So implementing anti-cheat system and measures in a game is very important to keep things fair for the players. So the sum of the let's discuss the anti-cheat systems and services that we have, and it has been used in the current gaming softwares and tools. Now we have the EAC and VAC. So EAC is designed to detect and then prevent the cheating in an online multiplayer game. So nowadays everybody plays this online games, which in a platform where there are multiple players. So games like Fortnite or Battlefields, right? All these games. So in all these games, they uses this EAC techniques. The developers uses this EAC technique to prevent any frauds. And VAC is also the same thing as the EAC. The only thing is that in VAC, they detect the cheats, and they detect the cheats in an online platform where the games are available in the Steam platform. So when I say Steam platform, it is like an online service where the players and where the players can buy, download games features, or they play video games online. It's like a service. So VAC can be used in such kind of gaming. So those gaming that is a Steam platform uses this VAC cheat system by the developers to prevent any fraud. Like VAC gaming includes like Counter Strikes and all this, Fortress 2 and all this gaming. So you as an implementer or as a developer, this EAC and VAC cheat system should be added in your game during development to make sure that the game is secure and fair gaming is maintained for all the players in the games. And in terms of players, when they download the games, the EAC and VAC is already comes bundled with the game. So they do not have to download the game. It runs in the background by monitoring all the users and when they run the game, it runs the ESC and VSC anti-cheat system. It runs in the background by monitoring all the software cheats that the players use. So let's look at some of the tactics that this ESC and this VSC uses to detect the cheats that the players are using on a regular basis. First thing is the signature based detection and the memory scanning, which is already integrated in the games. If integrated in the games, if the ESC and VSC is already integrated, then so what happens is that by using this ESC and VSC, what it will detect is that they will spot any softwares like cheat softwares that the player is using that is installed by the gamer to change the original game code. So if there is any change in the game code, these features will detect the files. What they will do is they will scan the memories of the game files and compare them to a list of all the known cheats that is stored in the database. So what they will do is if there is a mismatch in the cheats in the files and in the cheats database, then what they will do is that they will block the users and they will detect those softwares that they are using, and they will block the users, and they might even uh, like see if the users are using a different softwares other than the current one. So say suppose a player uses a cheat that modifies the game mechanics, such as like in games there are health regeneration, so it doesn't automatically regenerate. It takes a long time in a game to regenerate those health. So using this EAC and VAC, if the players have modified the software, if the code by letting them regenerate the health in a game, then by using this EAC and VAC, they will be able to scan the files and memories, and they will be able to detect what are the cheat software that they are using. Now let's talk about the driver analysis in our system. So when you launch a game, what happens is that if ESC and if the game has ESC and VSC installed, if the implementer has already used it, then what they will do is they will scan your entire system drivers when you install the game. So it will start scanning from the start to make sure there is no cheat software hidden in the background that is running, so that there is a fair usage of the games. And another thing is that likewise this kernel level anti-cheat also it works as the same, but it works at a deeper level within our system. So it allows the ESC and VSC to monitor and control games processes effectively. So if someone tries to cheat and manipulate the game at the very deeper level, then this ESC and this anti-cheat system can detect it, because it has access to the same system controls. Now, coming to the file integrity, players who tries to remove the game playing features by cheating, like in suppose in games like Counter Strike and Ulti uses this recoil control. Like if you try to if you shoot an opponent, then your end marker, which was adjusted already to shoot the opponent, will shift due to this recoil control. But the players, what they will do is that they will adjust the programming in such a game programming, so that the aim doesn't shift it to the normal. They will adjust it in such a way, and they will remove this recoil control. So these are some of the cheatings that they will do. So this for this you can use a file integrity. By using this ESC and VSC, they will be able to detect such kind of recoil controls, or like such kind of game features that is removed by the gamers in the system files. So they will be able to detect those things. Now, coming to the server side monitoring, for example, if a player is moving at a speed that is not possible within the game, or which is not even implemented in the code of the game, that the server will flag that the sign is there's a kind of a speed hacking. So this VAC relies on the server side monitoring as well to spot any difference between what the player is doing and what the server actually expects. So by using this server side verifications, we can add an extra layer of security as well. And this VAC and EAC also comes bundled with the delayed ban. So if suppose if cheat is detected in a player machine, so what happens is that this VAC in the system, they will not ban the player instantly. They will just analyze the data and wait for some time, and ultimately after a certain period of time they will block the player if the cheat is detected. So there is a delayed ban will be immediately. They will not be blocked. They will wait for the players, and then they will wait for the players, analyze the data, and after that you will block the players. Another thing that EAC and VAC comes bundled with is a community reporting and analysis. Players can report suspicious behaviors of other opponents or other players in the games, and then what if they can if they can report all these things, the contributors or the developers can use this data. They can analyze it, and they will have more data at their end to analyze, and then they will be able to detect such kind of cheat software. So in conclusions, what happens is that overall this ESCs and VACs employs a multifaceted approach, starting from driver monitoring to signature detections to memory code changes and all these detections. So to prevent by all this detection, we will be able to prevent cheating in an online game, so that it is essential for the developers. It is very essential for the developers to integrate this ESC and the VSC when they develop a game, so that it will create a safer environment, not just for the players, but even for the organizers and for the developers as well. Now, coming to the next technique, that is the technique data encryptions and securities. Let's talk about the techniques that the game developers will use for the data encryptions and security in a gaming environment. I mean, it refers to the I mean this data encryption and securities. It refers to the technique that is used to protect the sensitive informations from unauthorized access. So let's look at some cutting edge technique in the data security. For example, say when you make a purchases in a game, your credit card informations is encrypted, is secured with this method called SSL and TLS. So even if someone tries to intercept it while sending the credit card information to the server, they won't be able to read it. So SSL and TLS comes into picture. It is one technique that can be used for the data security in order to secure the data in the gaming for online transactions, or like saving those credit card credentials. So SSL and TLS is one technique that can be used when developing a game, as these protocols keep your data safe when the data is sent over the internet. So you can, for SSL and TLS, in a gaming, you can use like TLS libraries or SSL libraries, open SSL libraries, or you can use like certificate or digital certificates in order to verify the informations, the personal informations. We can also use this AES encryptions. So for securing the sensitive data like player credentials, for logging in and transaction records, for logging in the games, or for having a transactions in a game, you can use this AES encryptions, where the transactions in a games is stored in a database. So even if the server side database is hacked, what happens is that in AES the data are encrypted. The data are encrypted in such a way that you will not be able to read what is the actual value. So even if your game server gets hacked, you will not be able to take out those informations that is stored in their data. So for these AES encryptions, you can use encryption libraries like cryptos or cryptographic extensions and all these things in order to make your game a better environment for all the players who are using it. Coming to the end-to-end encryption, what happens is that, say for example, in a multi-player game, if one player sends a messages to another player, that message gets converted into a readable format on the sender's device. That means when it reaches the recipient, it can only be decrypted by their devices. Means that whatever message I'm sending to the other player, they can read it from their device, not from their other end. So in order to achieve this kind of communications, we should, as a implementer of the game, you should also engage this end-to-end encryption in order to have a successful communication between two persons. So if someone tries to intercept the messages or data which we are sending to another receivers, then they will not be able to read what is the data is used. For this methods, you can use this end-to-end encryptions. You can use the key exchange mechanisms, or you can use other encryptions protocols. So likewise, end-to-end encryption is also essential for protecting the players' privacy and maintaining trust in an online communications. Now coming to the hashing functions, this hashing functions is like, think about when a player logs in a game. When a player logs in a game, their password is the whatever password they are entering, or whatever data the username they're entering is not directly saved in the database as the password itself. It will be converted into some unreadable format, because if we save it directly in the database as the exact password, then there's a possible chance of, once the servers if the server is hacked, then we will they will be able to obtain the password, and they will be able to use it. So that's the reason most of the developer engage using this hashing function, so that the password, before it sends to the database and save it is converted into some unreadable format by using this cryptographic algorithms. And also when the user logs in again, they will just compare with the whatever is there in the database, and then you will be able to log in. Otherwise this authentication will be blocked. This way, even if someone gains access to the database, they will not be able to get the actual password. It will be hashed. The password will be hashed already, means changed to a different unreadable format. So for this, the developers can also engage this hashing function, so that the passwords and login credentials are safe for the players and will. So you can use the hashing libraries, or any PyCrypt libraries that is available to protect the games. Coming to the data masking, if you have any personal informations like your names, your date of birth, then you can use this data masking methods. In the data masking methods, the names and all these date of births are substituted with some non-sensitive values, so that unauthorized users won't have access to these data. So it is actually used in an environment where sensitive information needs to be processed, but shouldn't be exposed, something like that. It's like you can use this data masking even in the testing environment as well. So that if you implement all these features, I mean, as per your game requirements, you can implement all these data security features as per the game requirements. Now, coming to the next session, the authentications and the access controls. Of course, authenticating and access control is like allowing the user to successfully log in the game, and access control is giving some permissions to the person who is accessing the particular account. So let's talk about the innovative approaches to authentication. So So most of the games, like, they are implemented with the username and password concept. So every games have this usernames and password concept. So developing a game which allows the player to enter the username and password before accessing the games, it is like the most common method, and it will create a unique credential, so that when most of the so that most of the hackers will not be able to access the account without the credentials. But however, this approach is a little bit vulnerable, because most of the time there are so many ways in which the hackers can obtain the credentials through phishings and scams and all these things. So they will be able to obtain the credentials. So this approach is a little bit vulnerable. So what you can do is, like, since single login, like using username and password, is like a little bit vulnerable. So what you can do is, you can engage the use of the two-factor authentications and multi-factor authentications. Implement this authentications in your game when you develop the game, so that it will enhance the security. Means two-factor authentication is, it will allow you to enter a password, and after that, after entering the password, it will send you some another code via your gmail, via your mails, or via your mobile phone, so that you will be able to have a two login. Once you entered your password, you have to enter some OTP to access the account. Or you can use a multi-factor authentications. After you enter the password, there will be another methods where you have to enter your biometric identifications, like fingerprints, or you can use some security tokens, so that the game so that even if the hackers got access to the player's username and password, they will not be able to log in if this 2FA and then two-factor authentications and multi-factor authentications are engaged. Another thing is you can implement is the single sign-on option. I mean, for instance, like, logging into a game using your Facebook accounts or Instagrams or Google account is just one of the example of the SSOs. Okay, so it's beyond convenience. What happens is that SSO enhances the security by reducing the number of password that you have to remember. Because if we play a lot of games, we have to set a password for all of the games, which becomes too much for us. So it reduces the burden of the password management as well. So with SSO, you can enjoy both the simplicity, but at the same time improve securities as well. So as an implementer, or as a developer, you can engage any of these approaches for securing a game. Now, access control strategies. These strategies can be engaged. These are the few strategies that you can engage in implementing the secure game environment, so that it will enhance the security. Once the first thing is the DAC, discretional access control. What happens is that the players might be able to share their profiles or in games items with their friends. Whatever they have logged in, those details and the in-game items, whatever they have possessed, they will be able to share it. They will have the permission to share it with other players and other friends, and where they will have the access. So this kind of restrictions, you can allow it, or you can also implement it in your games. Another thing is the MSC. It enforces like strict policies to limit user permissions as well. And then in our RPAC, what happens is that a certain user might have access to tools for managing player behavior, but some other players will not have access to this. So such kind of access you can provide in the games when you develop a game, so that some people will have access as per the rule, and some people will not have access. Or you can use the APAC as well. A player might access like certain features if they reach a particular level in the game. Otherwise, if they have not reached it, then those features will not be accessible to this. So that if you can implement the access control in the gaming, depending on the roles that they have logged in, or the reward or the levels that they are trying to achieve in a game, then the game will be fair to everyone as well, so that everybody will play as per the level wise and role wise, and then they will have role access based on their different roles. So by implementing this kind of authentication methods and then clear access control policies, then game developers can also create a secure environment that enhances the game experiences, and at the same time it will minimize the risks of unauthorized access as well. Now, coming to the digital right management, it prevents the unauthorized use of the game. So most of the games they will have keys, serial keys, and all to use it. Those keys, what they will do, what the hackers or what the players will do is that they will use a pirated versions of those games by using a duplicate keys. And also, in order to avoid such kind of situations, you can engage this DRM as well. DRM is important. Important. It means to protect the intellectual properties, and preventing the unauthorized distributions, and then to safeguard the revenues of the developers as well as the creator of the game. So, in order to create a safe and secure gaming environment, the implementer should engage this DRM in your gaming creations as well. So let's talk about some implementation techniques that you can use for your TRM. One is the online activation. It is important and necessary steps that every developers use, so that where the users must connect to the internet for activating the game, or use for activating the game, or initial starting of the game, so that to verify whether the games is legitimate or not, they will have a certain serial keys or unique keys where they have to enter, so that they can go inside the game and to check the authentications of the games. Or they will especially for games that are on the Steam platforms, like online services where they can buy online and game features online, they make use of this account based TRM, so that the game is tied to a specific user account, making the ownerships and access like easy to track. Now,
Hybrid
periodic authentications.
authentications offer leading
um, Periodic authentications, it requires players to verify their license online at regular intervals, because after using the games for a certain period of time, they will ask for to authenticate the game again, so that they will know whether they're using a genuine software or not. So if you are a developer, you can engage this periodic authentications, engage this, and then implement this in your gaming development as well. I mean, say finally, we can engage this hardware logging as well. For instance, game might be locked to a specific PC or gaming console. So if you try to run it in another PC or another gaming console, it will not work unless you have the key with you, unless you have the activation code with you, something like that. So you can engage this hardware logging as well, as per the game requirement and as per the game creations that you are creating. So by implementing all this DRM security,
when individual struggles to initiate or sustain effort towards
we can
achieving goals because
protect games from piracy and ensure safer mode. Now, coming to the server and network security, I mean, in online gaming, protecting our server and network is essential and very important for a safe and seamless
first
experience.
we will see in what are the internal distractions. First one is procrastination.
For instance, during a major game event, in some scenarios, most of the games, like when the game is too big, and then when there's a multiplayers playing the game,
The
some scenarios the
habit of
game crashes,
delaying
and
tasks
sometimes the
or
game even goes
decisions
offline,
often
where
leading
the
to
players will not be able
fatigue,
to
stress,
play
and lost productivity.
or access the game. So for this kind of issue, you can engage firewalls or DDoS protection, so that firewalls in the game servers will block those suspicious IP address that is coming. Likewise, DDoS, what it will do, it will protect you against attacks that floods the game server with excessive requests. Likewise, your game will not fail or game will not go offline. Those are the firewalls and DDoS protection that you can engage for your network securities. Um, implementing these features, it will reduce the risk of the security breaches as well, for this network as well as the security. So additionally, like to detect unusual patterns, like multiple failed login attempts. If a hacker is trying to log in a camera account several times with several times, but they are not able to log in. So for such kind of detection, you can use the IDS and IPS tools, which can be used, where it can detect these unusual patterns, and then you will check, and then you will block the users, or you will block the potential intruders. So likewise, the games will be protected as well. So for this kind of IDS and IPS, you can use Snort or any tools like Snort or Cisco IPS and all these things. And as a game developer and as a creator, you have to continuously monitor the game. You have to log and track the server activities and the network traffic coming in and out of the servers, and to detect any like suspicious behaviors in the real time, so that you can respond to the issues quickly, and then block those issues that will affect your gaming immediately. So this security measures work together. All the security measures, they will work together to create a secure and fair gaming environment for all the players. Now coming to the player behavior monitoring. Another measures that you can implement in the game is the player behavior monitoring, that you can use to track in-game actions, to detect abnormal or suspicious behaviors that some players do, by using some techniques. Okay, the techniques that we will that most of the people, I mean most of the creator of the games uses are like to ensure the fairness in our games, we can implement this data analytical tools or statistical analysis tools to monitor the behavior of the player in a game, and then detect any potential cheating. So, for instance, suppose say in a multiplayer games, like say Call for Duties, and then players have this kill to death
Champions or it is
which
followed.
can be tracked over time. So if a player suddenly jumps from 2 to 0 at one point of time, then by using these analytical tools like game server logs or Python tools, by using all these tools, you'll be able to check the ratio, and then you'll be able to block this kind of suspicious activities, such kind of activities. Like again, more advanced methods as compared to statistical analysis will be the machine learning algorithms. It will allow us to learn the patterns from a large sets of data from multiple users, and then you can automatically detect those users, those different kind of activities that the players are doing, and then based on that, you will be able to check the spike in the headshots, or some gamings like if that they are using any tools like mbots and all these things, by using this machine learning algorithms. And another thing is the real time AI monitoring. It will track player activity as it happens. It will monitor in a real time, so that the alerts will be generated instantly if they see any change in behavior of the players, which is not normal as compared to the previous activities that they have done. So for this, you can use an AI monitoring tools, or like in-game telemetry systems, and all these things that you can use. Now, behavioral profiling. If a player who usually plays with a team suddenly starts acting as a single player, not going with the team but playing separately, then this kind of signal shows suspicious behavior. So by using this behavioral profiling, you'll be able to detect such kind of cheat activities that the player is doing, and by using like machine learning algorithms and so far, you can able to track this behavioral profiling as well. Now, allowing this players to report cheats it will enable the game publishers or the game players to analyze the data, and then providing insights only from the I mean, it's like providing the insights only from the creative perspectives will be just a one way, but then giving inputs from the players as well, and letting the players report on the current issue that they are facing will be a plus point for the creators as well, so that they will check on the data and then verify. So when you are doing creating a game, just make sure that you have all these all these algorithms or the reporting systems installed or means created in your game as per the game requirements, so that every it will be a safe environment for the creators of the safe environment for the players of the game. Again, we have the secure in-game transactions. So we do a lot of we do a lot of buy and sell in the online community.
Strategies to overcome distractions and guidelines.
So,
One of the
secure
best
in-game
strategy, one
transaction.
of the strategy is creating conducive.
Transaction made within a game in buying virtual items or currencies like gems or diamonds or new weapons, what we have to buy in a games. These are the transactions that we do on a daily basis. So you can use these tokenizations methods, or you can use this MFA methods. And tokenization means storing a player credit. Say suppose if you want to store a player credit card information directly on a game server, it will become a major risk if you directly store the credit card information. Instead, you can use this tokenization methods, so that the credit card information is converted into some format, and then once it is converted, it will be stored. The converted format will be stored in the database, and then even if the database got hacked also, they will not be able to get the credit card. Hackers will not be able to get the credit card. So in order to have this transaction secure, you can use this tokenization methods. Like there are several gateways and there are several tools like Stripe and Square or Brent. You can all use all these methods and engage, plan the implement the games. And you can use this MFA also for in-game transactions. When you see when you monitor, or when you monitor any players buying something which is too much beyond any game, in any games that he or she has already bought, but he's buying something which is too big in large amount, then you can activate this MFA, so that they can buy those products only after a multi-factor authentications, like OTP sent to your mails, or like to your phones. Now, coming to this, a player usually spends modest amount, but suddenly they will make like multiple large purchases also. Same thing for this kind of things also. You can use this fraud detections and prevention. So this fraud detections and preventions, you can use like machine learning algorithms, like, or softwares or tools we have, like Sift and Google AI platform we have, and we can all you engage this to detect the frauds, and like when people are trying to buy something from the players accounts without the knowledge of the players. So when the amount is too large, you can prevent this by engaging this MFA or the fraud detection algorithms. You can engage those. One thing, another thing is the API. Modern games rely heavily on the APIs. It will connect various services in the games by calling, without having to go deeper into the other softwares. You can just extract the data from another software. So you
Agree.
when a player makes purchases in a game, they will call this, if the API is secure, then they will call this APIs, and that the data will be encrypted. When the data is encrypted, it
Yeah,
becomes unreadable for the other person. So even if
yeah,
the
I
data is
don't.
hacked in the middle, they will not be able to read the data. So for this secure in-game transactions, when they buy and sell
I
stuffs in the
couldn't
game,
hear
they
the
will
word.
use this
Sorry.
kind of organizations or MFAs or this API security, so that it will benefit not only the players, but even for the developers as well. Now, coming to the next point, regular updates and patching. I mean, many people think that updating of the software or updating of the gaming is just adding a new features to the game, but the main goal of regular updates and then patching is like to fix the bugs, non-bugs, or any cheats, right, to improve the gaming experiences. So as a game developer, like you have, or we have the responsibility to regularly releases these patches or updates or hot fixes. I mean, regular fixes. This helps like to close the potential entry for hackers in the games, so that they will not have they will not have access to the gaming modules. Now, automatic updates should also be implemented because it makes sure everyone is using the latest version of the games. Because older versions, and all most of the times they tend not to update. So newer versions it keeps on updating. So automatic updates should also be engaged in the game, so that without the user having to go and update the games, after a regular period of time, just let the game update by itself, or incremental updates or something like that. And then most players also use this most games and players also uses third party applications or third party libraries as well. So it's important for the implementers to regularly update those third party applications or softwares or libraries that they are using. So by considering all these measures, we can strengthen the defense of our games and provide a safer environment for all the players. So these are the regular updates and patchings that should be engaged. So on top of that, not just it is not just the it is not just the responsibility of the person who is creating the game, but it is even it becomes as a player of the game, it becomes responsible for you as well to be engaged in all the game awareness. I mean, the main objective and the main objective is to um, be aware of the games, be aware of the game ethics, right? So when we provide something like, as a developer, when we provide them with the awareness, the knowledge, and the tools, I mean, if we give them an awareness session of all this to the players, then the players, they can better protect themselves instead of relying 100% 100% on the creator of the game. So you have to give the some rules and regulations or some awareness to the players as well. And not only that, we should also encourage players to use the two-factor authentications, or especially use a strong password. How to create a strong password, some awareness should be given to the players as well. And also it is important to remind players to make responsible in-game purchases, to see what are the transactions that they are doing, right? So
Right.
that it will not only guide the developer but even the players as well, and save them from all the breaches that is in front of them. Now, and in terms of ethics, game developers should also create security systems that are fair to everyone, not just for one role, but it should be fair to all the players that is accessing and playing their games. And at the end of the day, not by educating the players and making sure that the rules are fair, we can help everyone enjoy the game securely. Now,
Right.
conclusions. I mean, implementing security features in game is, I mean, vital for everyone. I mean, it's important. I mean, first, what they do is they protect the sensitive players' informations, and then second, the encrypt, they use this encryption methods, and then prevent from cheatings and hackings, reducing the risks of manipulations also. And finally, strong security measures, it will also prevent the data breaches that can compromise the personal, especially the personal informations, and damage the developers or creators reputations. So overall, in incorporating all these measures, I mean, which as per your game convenience, you can incorporate all the measures that we have discussed in your game. And on top of that, giving awareness to the players is the most essential thing for creating a safe and trustworthy gaming environment. So, so that it will not only protect the players, but it will also enhance the game integrity.
Right, ma'am.
That will be all for today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was a lovely explanation and you made us understand about all these game security features. But I have few important questions also. Even if we implement all the advanced security settings, can we expect a 100% secure gaming experience?
Yeah, I mean, like 100% security is like almost impossible.
Okay.
Almost impossible. I mean, like you can engage all these advanced security features and lower the risk of the breaches, but I mean, like no system is completely safe from all these attacks, because as hackers are always finding new ways to exploit the weaknesses, and also as an implementer, instead of aiming for the perfect security, you should focus on building a strong security system. And at the same time, the main focus is the player needs to be aware of the gaming security and take steps to protect themselves. That will be the best solution.
Absolutely. So nothing is foolproof here when it comes to digital gaming. And one of the viewers on YouTube has asked a question. Can you please give one example of DDoS attacks? The viewer is saying it's a completely new kind of threat.
Ma'am, what kind of attack are we talking about?
DDoS attack. That's what viewer has mentioned. Whether it's DOS attack, DDoS attack. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so what happens in a DDoS attack is like their servers and their securities.
Right.
uh, the hackers, what they will do, they will send such kind of server request continuously, some IP address that is not known, that is not known to the servers, or repeated attack repeated requests that you'll be sending to the servers. So when they send this kind of repeated request, their gaming modules will crash, or their gaming modules will go offline. So this is the reason the hackers try to attack the servers and network securities in a TTOS platform.
Right, ma'am. And like we have discussed too many technicalities, and I have very little time left with me. But there is one quick question that I would like to ask you: that we are into digital gaming or online gaming for fun, but when we implement so many, security features, do you think it hampers our gaming experience somewhere?
Sorry, ma'am, can you repeat the question
Sure, sure.
again?
I'm saying we are into digital gaming for fun, but when we implement too many security features, do you think it kind of hampers our gaming experience as a player somewhere?
Yes, I mean, absolutely. I mean, like, it's something we have all felt like having to go through, like, endless logins and
Yeah.
verifications, right? Too many security measures, and it disrupts even the gameplays. So, I mean, it is important to use only those essential features and apply those securities as per the requirement of the game, so that all the security features are not combined together. So only a basic on the requirement as per the game is combined and used, because it will become difficult for the players when to go through an endless logins and verifications, and even a clear communication with the players about why these measures are in place also helps them reduce the frustrations of the multiple endless logins and verifications.
Absolutely. E-gaming is a very in thing, and let players not lose their interest while they are in it. Thank you so much for making us understand different game security features. We really thank you for your contribution to the session. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
So viewers and learners, it's time for me to wrap up this edition over here. Yesterday we were on day 3 of the online training session, where we talked about understanding game security features under the umbrella topic of this online training session that we're conducting this week, which is secure practices for digital gaming. Well, with that, it's a wrap, and tomorrow on day 4 we will come with another theme, another expert. So you please try to watch all the sessions very carefully if you wish to attend the post assessment. And now let's take a look at the schedule. So these are the programs that we have already webcast for you and broadcast for you. So you can watch all these sessions on our YouTube. They are already uploaded. In a short while from now, we will bring you our session Sahyog, and the title will be Maintaining Self-Motivation During Study Time. It's very difficult at times, I know, and during the online course of study, it becomes even more difficult. But then we have solutions. So watch Sahyog, and with this, it's a wrap. This is me, Harpreet Kaur, taking leave of you. Namaskar.